it don't, I'll save on washing kid.
Oi.
Sir?
Tell them to change that bloody tune, will you?
Certainly. Any preference?
Not really, just as long as... Oh! Just as long as it's appropriate to this solemn occasion. Me, my deathbed and my impending decease.
Massa, I knows the very thing.
Grand. Well, I'll stand in for you while you're gone.
Gentlemen, blaze away.
Don't upset yourself. There. I know it's very sad, miserable old bugger lying on his deathbed.
That's not why I'm crying. It's them. Brass bands always make me weep buckets. Especially as I've got to pay their own money when they finish.
Now, Mrs. Brandon, you've got to brace yourself, love. It's got to come to all of us sooner or later. Am I right? I am.
Oh, yes, but you see, Mrs. Partington...
That's the only thing that consoled me with my late husband. It's got to come to us all sooner or later. And after the honeymoon night was over, I felt that much
but you
better.
don't understand, Mrs. Partington.
But I do, love, I do. Death's always been very prevalent in our family. Must be our constitutions. We've been very susceptible to it in the past.
But that's the whole point, you see, Mrs. Partington. Maud's not going to die.
What?
It's true, Mother. He's been cured. That spring water he's always drinking had polluted him. Doctor gave us those pills to slip into his condensed milk soufflés when he's not looking. He's as fit as you or me.
Well, in that case, why hasn't nobody told him?
We don't like to, Mrs. Partington. He's been looking forward to dying so much. We can't pluck up the courage to disappoint him.
Then why all the tears?
I'm thinking of all the money we've wasted on arranging his funeral.
Now, come on, this way, a straight line, if you please. Come on. And I ask you all to remember the solemnity of the occasion. We are here to pay our last respects to a man who is lying on his deathbed. So I shall ask you all to refrain from smoking, playing transistor radios, and indulging in games of chance for financial gain. I thank you. This way, please.
Move down the car, please. Right to the very end. Let the ones behind to get on. There's plenty of room for everyone if you'll just move down the car. Thank you.
Right?
Right.
What's all this about? International code flags. Flown by ships at sea to transmit messages.
Well, what do they mean?
The top one says, I wish to communicate with you.
And the bottom two?
My engines are going astern, and I am dragging my anchor.
I see.
Hey, up, Sid, you haven't got a flag that says get a bloody move on. I've got a bowls match in half an hour, have you?
Les, don't pay no heed to him, Mort. You'll make your final speech, love, without let or hindrance. Just so long as you finish it in time for me to feed Milkman's horse.
Thank you, Annie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I lie here on my deathbed, surrounded by all those who and whom I hold nearest and dearest. There are exceptions to that, of course.
I see. Well, if that's your attitude...
Please. Go on, Uncle Mort. Take your time. But don't be too long, because I've got an appointment at the hairdresser's at 2:30.
What about me? I've got an appointment with death. I grant you that's not as unpleasant as going to barber, but for me, in my condition, it's all I've got to look forward to, Eli.
I know how you feel. I've got my wife's cooking to look forward to when I leave here.
You want to go with them to heaven, then? They're bound to have bloody good canteen facilities up there.
They do and all. They have a change of menu every day, a change of gravy every week, and a manageress with big knockers. Right then. First of all, I have to inform you that I've left my affairs all in order. I've cancelled my subscription to Exchange and Mart. I've collected my spats from dry cleaners. And I've made individual, but small, bequests to each of you. To you, Annie, I leave my most precious possession.
Oh, ta very much, Mort. What is it?
My cat. It'll come in right handy next time you sweep chimney, and if you're careful at dandruff, it'll make a most acceptable mould for a suet pudding. To you, Carter, I leave an article what will help to hold things together when your life seems to be falling apart. My stapling machine. And I also leave you my torch. May it shine as a beacon through life's future vicissitudes. May its warm glow in the dank fogs of winter inspire you with the memory of the face I always wore when confronted with life's many and varied adversities. A buoyant, cheerful, sanguine scowl.
Well...
To you, Pat, I leave something which will be of inestimable value to your impending bambino.
Oh, thank you very much. Just what I wanted. But do you think you could change it to a squash racket?
Pardon?
Well, you see, when Nigel's born, he'll need to take up squash as a relaxation from being a professor of difficult sums all day.
The gift I have for your baby is not of the material variety. It is a few words of advice contained in a poem by that distinguished Welsh poet, raconteur and part-time milkman, John Ormond. I copied it out of a damp Christmas cracker. It goes thus. Hail to thee, Winston Place, former Lancashire cricketer, decorous at the crease, who on retirement became a umpire, but retired from that too, finding it obnoxious to give people out. God, in your utmost heaven, let this be a lesson to you.
Oh, I'm sure it will, if Nigel ever becomes an umpire, or God.
I thought long and hard about you, Les, and finally I plumped for something what you've craved off me for many a long year.
What's that, your smoker's cough?
No. My wooden arch supports.
Oh, Tad.
May they give you as much pleasure as what they've given me, and may you always cherish them.
Certainly. And they'll come in right handy for propping open the coal shed door.
For you, Linda, I have reserved something very special.
Oh, smashing, kid. Where is it?
My last kiss.
Bloody hell, I never knew you had a first one.
Go on. Blackpool, Bank Holiday Monday, 1922. when my late wife fell head first into the jellyfish-infested brine. I kissed the donkey what tripped her. Linda, if you will incline your head and pucker your lips, I shall perform the requisite.
Well, you must have been at it years to get as good as that.
Oh, well, I served all through First World War, you see. It were only way you could get lumps out of cookhouse custard. Right, then that concludes my...
Don't I get dumped? Pardon? I heard that.
Stevely, come out from under that bed. You'll get your braces caught in mousetrap again. What are you doing under there, any road?
I'm a stowaway. Pardon?
Where to?
To wherever Mark goes. Pardon?
You're not coming with me. I booked my passage years ago. Find you send another bloody boat.
Nobody wants you when you're old. Not even death. Pardon? I heard that.
Right. That concludes my individual bequests. It only remains for me to give you this. In here is details of a treat, what I have organised for you. Open it next Saturday when I've gone to that great engraving dock up at Skye. Go on the treat, enjoy yourselves, and when the heavens open and it starts raining cats and dogs, think of me wolfing down spam fritters and mushy peas at Heavenly Canteen.
The spring water, the great polluter.
Pardon? Have you got something to say to me?
Well, yes. You see, Mort, it's... well, it's about your death, you see. How shall I put it? It's... Oh, go on, drink it. Any more explanations, I'll miss me bloody bowls match.
And what do these say?
My vessel is stopped. I am making no way through the water. I require a tow.
Well, go on then, Carter. Own it. It's Saturday.
Yeah, but he's not snuffed it yet.
No, and he's not going to snuff it, is he? That's the whole point. Am I right? I am. It's right inconsiderate of him.
Open it, Carter. It's what he'd have wanted if he'd lived long enough to be dead.
All right, I'll open it.
There's no need.
What are you doing here?
Going on treat. It's better than lying on my deathbed waiting for something to happen. I'm getting bored to death there.
Are you fit enough to be off your deathbed, Mark?
Never felt better. Worse bloody luck.
Where are we going, any road?
Wait and see, missus. Don't be so impatient.
And how are we getting there? You'd not thought of that, had you? Am I right? I am. Men are shocking when it comes to making arrangement, Mrs. Brandon. Now, take my late husband. The day we got married, he was missing. They found him at the reservoir fishing for chub. He came clumping down the aisle in his gumboots and his sou'wester, and he nearly strangled the vicar with his landing net. Yes?
Your carriage awaits you.
We are riding along on the festival. Come on, all together. We are riding along this way.
Bloody hell.
What's that flag mean?
I have dangerous cargo on board. Keep well clear of me.
2, 3.
I heard that. Pardon?
Scallon, what's the motto at Boy Scouts?
Be prepared.
Precisely. Well, think on next time you bring her and hire a bloody horse box, will you? Right, this road. Up, 2, 3. Up, 2, 3. Let's have you.
Where are we going, Carter?
Search me, I haven't a clue. For all I know, we could be going... Hey, up. Now I know where we're going.
Carter? Carter, is anything the matter, darling?
Why?
Well, because for the first time since we've got married, you look enthusiastic. Why, darling? Why?
Because, me old wingsy bash. Because of this.
Here you are. This is my treat. A museum for trams. I fought all through the First World War. I fought on Somme, on Marne, at Amiens, Verdun, and this is what I fought for. A land fit for pessimists. I didn't fight for a world of young executives and denim watch straps. I didn't fight for a world of fitted carpets, keg beer, rugby commentaries with Nigel Starmer, Ujarka Piv. I fought for a world of slimy cobbles, cracked gas mantles. A world of black lead grates and outside privies. A world... Oh, Struth, I got my stick stuck in tram.
Yeah. We'll have to go all the way to bloody Terminus now to get it out.
The brass band.
Is there no end to this perfection?
Come on, get fell in. Come on, Stavely, they're paying a march, not a bloody mazurka. Get up.
Men. You can say that again. Am I right? I am.
Well, Carter? Well?
Champion, Uncle Moore. Right, champion.
Well, Carter, well?
Champion, Linda. Right, champion.
Well, Carter? Well?
Disgusting, Pat. Right, disgusting.
My God, lass. Look at him. Brings a lump to your throat to see him standing there so stately and so proud.
Brings tears to your eyes.
When you look at a work of art like a flat-topped tram with open balcony. Makes you proud to be a member of the human race.
Holy mackerel kingfish, it sure do. Do you know what it's like being a member of the human race?
They deserve all this pomp and ceremony, the trams. They deserve a final resting place like this.
Of course they do.
They've been loyal and faithful servants, have trams. In times of trouble, times of turmoil, and in times of contentment, they've been constant and true, have trams.
What's he talking about, Pat?
I haven't a clue, Mrs. Brandon. Not a clue.
There was like galleons was trams. You could sit on round bench at the back and pretend you was in captain's cabin of a bloody great man-o'-war at Battle of Trafalgar. And in high winds they creaked and they groaned. They was like China clippers as they went belting down Corporation Street on a November Friday with a full nor'easter flush up the backside.
Oh, isn't he cruel, Mrs. Brandon? Just like a man. Fancy using a word like flush in front of a pregnant woman.
No wonder you're crying, old cock. What future are you faced with now? A life without trams. A life without trolleys hissing in rain and blue sparks flashing at dusk. A life without dog ends and damp mufflers. Here, get this down your gullet and give off a bloody Yorkie.
No more, no.
Oh, so what is it?
Spring water from my allotment. Water of life. If trams could cry for the lost glories, this is what the teardrops would look like. Come on, let's eat.
Bird's Beast? We're never eating in there.
Why not? They've got a bloody marvellous menu. Carter, if you please. Steak pie and mushy peas, 75p. Next, please. Big strotters and chitterlings, 65p. And the next. Boiled beef and dumpling. Oh, withdrawn from service.
Well, I'm not eating in there.
Why? What's wrong with it, Pat?
Because it's not very young executive. Why can't we go back to town and eat at Paolo and Alfredo's?
That fancy bloody hairdressers?
No, Italian restaurant. A trattoria, I should say.
Listen, last time I ate in a Italian restaurant, I were up for 5 nights solid with trattoria. Now, let's eat.
All aboard, please. All meals, all meals. This way for mushy peas. Mind the step there. Thank you.
Well, Annie, what did you think to that lot, then?
Oh, lovely, Mark, lovely. I'd have enjoyed it more if we hadn't gone downstairs, though. Well, it was terrible having to stand up all through second course.
What do you think, Les?
Gradely, bloody Gradely. What an order, eh? 2 pig strotters and mushy peas, 2 cow eels and potato scallops, 1 pig's lung, 3 tripe in batter, and 6 helpings of calf's brain gravy. What did you like, by the way?
Right, then, ladies and gentlemen. Now for the highlight of my treat. There it is. Feast your eyes on that. The last Sheffield tram.
You'll have to tell him, Les,
What?
that he's not going to die.
I can't do that. It'll spoil his whole day for him.
Tell him now.
Who's right down the front of the car, please?
Oh, This is it. My last journey. A trip into the past. A journey to happier days gone by.
Tell him, Les. Tell him.
A voyage of discovery. A voyage of magic and enchantment. A voyage to that final, peaceful oblivion marked depot.
Tell him. Now.
Hey, up. Before you get on, there's something I have to tell you.
Is it important?
Vaguely.
Well?
You've been cured.
What?
You're not going to stop it, you're going to live.
What?
Don't worry, exchange your mark won't mind you changing your mind.
Pull up, sorry. There's another one behind. That's
Here, no. Look, you can't... Here! Come back, you bugger. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Last tram to death and I bloody miss it. Didn't know you cared. Here. No, it should have done. No.
Is he dead, Les? Is he dead? Has he ruined his new singlet?
He'll live. Come on, ship yourself. You're bunging the points up with your muffler.
Run over by a tram. Were it going anywhere nice, lad?
Aye. Prunes and custard.
You know, lad, I reckon if I put my mind to it, I could be bloody immortal.